Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand the logic for inverted half pyramid. In our previous class, we have clearly discussed about half pyramid, the logic for the half pyramid. If you haven't watched that video, please watch that video because the explanation that we have provided in that video will help you a lot in understanding how the inverted half pyramid is getting constructed. So every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts. Now coming to this class, we'll try to understand the logic for inverted half pyramid. So we are going to understand the logic for this inverted half pyramid, and with a little change in the printf statement, just by changing a printf statement in the program, we can construct that pyramid also. Okay, so now coming to the program of this inverted half pyramid, here is the program for inverted half pyramid. So here the number of variables that we have declared in this program is rows I and j. So the rows number, the variable rows has been declared because in order to provide the number of rows that needs to be provided, that needs to be there in the final inverted half pyramid. For example, if you take this half pyramid, so if you consider this inverted half pyramid, the number of rows that needs to be there. So in this half pyramid, how many number of rows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows are there. So the number of rows that needs to be there in the inverted half pyramid has to be provided by the end user. So that information has to be provided by the end user. Based upon that, our program will get constructed. For example, if they have given 7, so in the first row we are going to have 7 stars. In the second row we are going to have 6 stars. Third row, 5 stars. So in that way we are going to decrement the number of stars in each and every row. Okay, so now in order to make that happen, we are asking the end user to provide. So in the user interface part, we are asking the end user to provide the number of rows to be printed. So here the user, if for example the user gives the number of rows to be printed is 5, that value will get stored in a variable called rows. Okay, so now coming to the logic of the program, this is the logic of this program. So we are having a nested loop. There we are having two loops, two for loops. So in this nested loop we are having two for loops. What this first for loop will do? In our previous video where we have discussed about half pyramid, the first for loop is going to count. In the same way here also it is going to count, but the only difference is there the counting is done in the incremental order. So first it is going to count 1, next 2, 3, 4, 5. But here the counting is done in the reverse order, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So even though the counting is done from 1 to 5 or 5 to 1, the number of rows are going to be 5, right? So this is very important to understand. Even though we count from 1 to 5 or 5 to 1, we are going to count 5 numbers, right? So that 5 numbers will get counted, which means that the number of rows to be printed is 5. And what happens with this logic is, so here the value of I is equal to, so initially we are going to start from, so initially the value of I is equal to 5. We are going to start from 5. 5 rows are there. So this is going to iterate for 5 times. This is going to iterate for 5 times. First we have started with I is equal to 5. Next we are going to go with I minus minus, which means 4. Next we are going to go 3, 2, 1. That way the things will get decremented, and this for loop will iterate for 5 times. In its total lifetime it is going to iterate for 5 times. Every time we come into this loop, this internal loop will get executed. Okay, so how this internal loop will get executed is, it is going to take a variable called j, and j starts from 1, and this is going to iterate for how many number of times. How many number of times is, in the first row we have to print 5 stars, right? So in order to make that happen, this loop has to iterate for I number of times. What is the value of I here? row 5. So in the first iteration, the value of I is equal to 5. So in order to print 5 columns with stars, so what we have to do, we have to print the first row, we are in the first row. Now this row has to be filled with 5 stars. This row has to be filled with 5 stars. After completion of, so this loop has to iterate for 5 number of times. As we have started with 5, I is equal to 5. So this loop has to iterate from 1 to 5. So the value of I is equal to 5. Okay, so this loop will iterate for I number of times. Here in this iteration, the value of I is equal to 5. Okay, initially the value of rows is equal to 5. So at this point of time, first iteration, this loop is going to iterate for 5 times, and at each and every iteration it is going to print star mark. So first iteration it will print this star, later this star, this star, this star and this star. So after printing of 5 iterations, so after doing 5 iterations, we are going to come out of this and we are going to go to the next line, because the job of this external loop is to count the number of lines. It is just to count the number of lines, whether it may be in the increasing order or decreasing order, that depends upon the way in which the pyramid has to be printed. Okay, so we are coming to the next line. In this now what happens is I minus minus, initially the value of I is equal to 5, I minus minus means now this will become 4. Okay, so as and when we come here, the value of I is now changed from 5 to 4. So this loop is going to iterate for 4 number of times. So in this second row, this internal loop, so this external loop's job is to count the rows, right? Now we are in the second row. In the second row, this internal loop has to print the columns. The job of this internal loop has to print the columns with what values? With star values. So now how many columns it has to print is 4 columns it has to print, because it is going to, as it is iterating for 4 times, it will print 4 stars. So in the second iteration of the outer loop, it is going to print for 4 stars. Okay, now next line. So the job of the outer loop is to count the lines. We are in the third line. So now the value of I will get decremented, I minus minus. Now it is 3. As and when we come here, this loop is going to iterate for 3 times, because the value of I is 3. Okay, so this is going to iterate for 3 times, so it is going to print 3 stars. Later it is going to print 2 stars, and after that in the final iteration of the outer loop, it is going to print 1 star, and this loop is going to iterate only 1 time in the final iteration of the outer loop. This is how an inverted pyramid will get constructed. Okay, so please be concentrate more on these logics, because these are the basic programs. If you understand these programs well, the upcoming programs will be very, very easy for you to understand. Okay, so now we have seen that this is a star pyramid. How to print the numbers pyramid. The only change that we have to make is, instead of this printf, we are going to write another printf. Here in this printf, what we have to do is printf %d. So what we have to print is the value of j has to be printed. So in the first row it has to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in order to print these numbers, we have to print the value of j. So here we have to give j. Okay, in the second iteration we have to print 1, 2, 3, 4. So how which variable is storing these values of 1, 2, 3, 4? It is stored in j. It starts from 1, it is going to iterate for 4 times in the second row. So those values will get printed. Similarly, in the iteration it is going to print 1 2 3. So just by changing this printf statement to this printf statement, the inverted half pyramid with numbers will get printed. Okay, so hope you got the clarity on this concept. Our suggestion is to write the program on your own. So after listening to this, just write the program on your own. So in order to have better practice, so we'll give so far we have covered some patterns. So based, assuming that you have watched all those videos on the half patterns, let's try to solve these patterns on your own. So 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4, next is 5 5 5 5. So this is one pattern, and other pattern on the inverted pattern, it is 5 4 3 2 1, 5 4 3 2, 5 4 3, 5 4 5. So our suggestion is to please you try to, so far we have covered nearly 2 videos on the patterns, half pyramids. So you try to construct these 2 pyramids on your own. So if you are able to construct these 2 pyramids on your own, so you can move on to the next concept. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you feel that these videos are very helpful for you, please try to give us a thumbs up symbol. And if you have any doubts regarding these concepts, please post your doubts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.